So I got out my pad of paper here and I was about to make a list of all the food companies you can trust, and I realized I didn't have a pen, and then I realized didn't need one. There's not a company in the world right now that you could trust that doesn't lie to your face. So I was preparing for the impending doom of the apocalypse coming soon, and I was thinking, what could I even stock up on? I mean, y'all probably have a bunch of bags of rice and beans and nuts and seeds, and you're like, okay, I'm good for a couple months. And me, I eat fruit and meat. What are you gonna do? Both of those rot. Dried meats, things like that are preserved, canned meat usually, I can't tolerate very well. The histamine response, they're aged, they're bad. But I seem to be able to tolerate sardines quite well. Until I discovered the lies. This is a good example about how we're being lied to about everything. Both sardines, both spring water. That's what it says. Spring water sardines, they're slightly different. The weird thing, this one, there's no salt. However, sodium, 270 milligrams per can. That's a lot for no salt. Sure, they come from the ocean, but doesn't mean they soak it up into their tissues. Relax. This one, salt added. How much sodium's in here? 160 milligrams. Oh, really? Per can. Who's lying to my face? Are you lying about the amount of sodium in here? Or are you lying about there being salt in here at all? Or are both you dickheads lying to all of us? Likely. I'm gonna taste both of these and let you know which tastes saltier. The one with salt? I'm gonna sacrifice my body and consume salt for you, for your knowledge. It's funny because this one, they both weigh 106 grams. When you flip it on the back, this one has 110 calories versus 140. This one was cheaper too, 125, 175. I could get more calories for less money if I went the salt route, but if there's actually salt in here, I will freak out. It reminds me of when I saw 2 packages of Oreo cookies, and one was double stuffed, and it had trans fat in it, 0.1 grams. I was like, oh no. And the other one didn't. And I was like, then I looked at the ingredients, and they're exact, identical, word for word. There was nothing different. I was like, how does this one have trans fats then, and this one doesn't? It's the same exact ingredients. It's just because of that double stuffed per calorie now put you into the territory where you have to label it. You have to. By law. So like, they're allowed to get away with shit. We saw the pea protein I debunked a while ago. It had a bunch of sodium in it, and I was like, why? There's no salt in the ingredients, but oh, they soak the peas in an alkaline solution, sodium bicarbonate. And all the sodium ends up in your protein powder. That reminds me, I saw a question on that protein powder. It said, how many servings per container? Because it didn't say it. Usually it's like, oh, 30 servings per scoop. And this dick depends on the person and their diet. I personally eat a lot of whole foods. Nobody cares about your lifestyle. It doesn't depend on you, the individual. If a black man and a white woman both bought the protein thing, there's a certain amount of servings. It doesn't change for each of them because they're black, you racist bitch. I have this about 3 to 4 times per week, about half a scoop. My grandma always, your grandmother is so disappointed in you right now. It's just how many protein servings. That's all we need to know. What are we supposed to decipher from? You have about half a scoop 3 to 4 times a week, and your grandma has some from the same container, about half a scoop per day. Containers last us about a month, so there's 17 servings per grandmother. Just write it on the container next time, you dicks. Okay, I'm gonna go sacrifice my body and taste these on camera. I'll be back. Okay, here's the ones without any salt, but there's 270 milligrams of sodium per per container fishy. Might be because they're an ocean-based fish. Might be because of that, might not be. So I'll taste these. How salty are they? So I would rate those about a 7 out of 10 saltiness. I don't consume salt ever. I think it's a poison. Sodium necessary from celery juice and some sea-faring crickets. Now, we do the salt one. This is blasphemy here that you're making me do this. Does it taste saltier? I can taste the poison. Oh, my tongue's burning. Oh, the fires of Satan leave me. I could tell immediately that I was just poisoned by salt with that one that had the salt, even though less sodium. So some people don't read all the labels. They'll say, oh, this one has less sodium. That's good. You're being lied to. This one tasted salty in a pleasant, natural way. Possibly. So, we learned a lot. We learned we're being lied to. That sardine companies don't care about us, that people shouldn't be allowed to answer questions on Amazon, and pea protein makes you fart. And vegans fart more than most people. Doesn't make them bad people. Doesn't mean they're not going to thumb up the video and make things right. They will. Sometimes people are afraid that a chipmunk might follow them home from the forest, realizing that you have access to better food than he does. And they're tiny. They could get into your house. That's why you shouldn't be afraid of chipmunks. You're thumbing the video down because you're afraid of chipmunks. That's bullshit. I have to suffer for your fears? Grow up. Grow up. I don't know if I should eat that salt tin or throw it out. I don't know what to do. The right answer is throw it out. But I have to now see for science. If I get super thirsty after this, did I? That sucks for me. Unless it doesn't. Why did my mind go to the negative? What if I have a boost in energy and I feel so much better because of the salt? That will suck. That'll change a lot of things around here. That's a problem. Okay. I'm gonna go. You subscribing? That's cool.